welcome to live stream. We've got Bitcoin currently struggling to break this key level of 24,000. I thought I'd jump on a live stream with you guys to cover off any questions you've got, take a look at the charts and see, can we break through this all but important level? Guys, hit up the like button if you're enjoying another green day on Bitcoin, which it still is. We're up 1%. It's another green day. Let's not forget the kind of days we were just facing where we were falling, tumbling down to 17,600. Then smash the like button, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not. Let's see who we've got in the live stream. We've got Gareth here. How you doing, Gareth? Hope you're doing well. Barney was waiting. Barney, I'm here. We've got Mark Murphy. Let's get it on. Indeed, Dalton Moore. I see you're grinding in this bear market. Appreciate it. And that's the key, guys. If you're people you're watching, you don't have to watch me. But if the people you're watching were not here in the bear market and suddenly they appear in the bull market, come on, you just need to be careful who you're listening to, right? They need to be grinding during this bear market and building, just like the project should be building. Your creators, the people who you're seeking advice from, non-financial advice, of course, they should be here during the bear markets, picking up nuggets for you guys as well. So as we can see here, Bitcoin on the hourly. I was sitting here watching this and I thought, you know what? Might as well watch it with you guys. No point me watching it on my own. So even though I posted a couple of times today already, I thought I'd give you guys an extra stream, even though YouTube doesn't like it. YouTube's fed up with me, guys. So you got to hit the like button because YouTube, because I post so often, YouTube are not fans of that. YouTube want those people that post maximum one a day, maybe twice or three times a week. So when I'm banging out 3-4 videos a day, YouTube not be sending them notifications to you guys. So you got to make sure you're either in the Discord or the Telegram, because I know they're doing me wrong. So Discord and Telegram, links in the pinned comment below. Make sure you're in there because I'll post the link to every video and live stream in there so you don't miss it. So we're getting this rejection from this 24,000 mark. Just to fill in everybody, why is this important? Let's quickly head over to a fresh chart. Let's go to daily. And I want to show you, here we go. This is that 24,000 level. If we close above that 24,000 level, we will officially close bullish. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Like literally, you cannot write this stuff. The bears just pushed us straight back below. So officially here, this will not be a close. Officially, technically, this could play out and be a rejection, right? So the momentum's with us at the moment, but technically this could be a rejection. And I'd have to say, oh, it was obvious, right? Because look, the volumes were declining into the run up to the EMA ribbon, and therefore, why can that not be the case that we start declining to the downside? So we need to be very, very wary. Now that doesn't mean tomorrow can't open up and we can have a strong green candle through the EMA ribbon, but we need to see that, right? It was nearly done today. We nearly had that push through today, but we might have to wait until tomorrow. We still got 6 hours left of this candle, and we're going to watch this closely to find out what happens. That doesn't mean I'm live streaming for 6 hours. Don't get twisted. Right, let's do this. Let's quickly head over to the green list. And on my green list, I've got this S&P. And I want to switch over to the hourly, because on the S&P, this is what triggered it, right? So the S&P opened up here with that big green candle. Look at that big green candle. S&P super excited. Netflix, they were happy with the earnings. And I tweeted out, guys, if you're not on my Twitter, by the way, but I tweeted out that, this is not great, right? Netflix still lost 970,000 subscribers. Why are we getting excited? And then we saw the markets flip-flopping to the latter part of the day. We've seen this before. Don't get twisted, okay, guys? So we've seen this before, and we don't want to get caught out by this. We've got Tesla earnings after the close, which could cause some of this as well, okay? So the Tesla earnings are quite critical, because if Tesla comes in quite bullish with their earnings, I think the market's going to rally and crypto will rally this after the close of the market. But if Tesla misses on earnings, which a lot of people are projecting, then we could see more red, okay? And we could see Bitcoin start to fall to the downside. So we need to be very, very careful of what's going on there. Now, ironically, Tesla may take 460 million impairment charge on its Bitcoin holdings for Q2. So that could be one of the reasons that markets get a little bit spooked, just because they're having to write off their loss for Bitcoin. Remember, on your balance sheet with current US accounting regulations, if Bitcoin goes up in price, Tesla can't record that as profit. But they have to mark to market any losses. When Bitcoin falls, he has to keep writing it down, which is just silly how US is accounting. Also, Polygon, we're going to take a look at MATIC on the charts as well. They deploy their ZK rollup. This is huge, guys. We're going to look at the price, and if you're trading it, that's fine. But for long term, this is huge. This is why I've been dollar cost averaging in these blue chips. I've been talking about MATIC, DOT, Chainlink. I sound so boring, right? Because I'm not talking about the latest low cap coin. But the reason I talk about these is they're solid blue chip companies who are building with good teams, with funds, been through bear markets and bull markets, and they can navigate this as well, right? So this is a really good step. For those who don't understand, the fact that they're using a zero knowledge roll-up, go on my channel. I've done a breakdown of layer 2 scaling solutions. Go watch that. I explain zero knowledge, I explain optimistic and what that means. But in essence, they've done what ETH 2.0 wants to do and may take another 2 years to do. Okay, and they've done it in the layer 2. So big step here from MATIC, and there's a reason why people are rushing after it. Martin, good to see you again, buddy. AD, nice to have you in the chat. Appreciate you guys again. Don't forget to smash up that like button. Really does help this live stream go to more people. There's 33 of you in here with only 8 likes. Please, can you all proceed to hit that like button? Doesn't cost you a penny. And if you actually change your mind, apparently you can unlike afterwards. So, you know, if this stream deteriorates rapidly, you can just unlike it. Shiraj, good to see you, buddy. Bitcoin Hindi, why is the market down? I just explained. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't. Who have we got here? Martin again. I need BTC to go back down. Need to buy more. Exactly. And this is a really important point, guys. And I just wanted to emphasize on this. Come look at the fear and greed index with me. We just had the Christmas of Bitcoin, right? Like Bitcoin fear and greed index was sitting at 8, 9, 10. Everybody was talking. You know, nobody was talking about Bitcoin, sorry. It was just like really the hardcore people left, right? The views on every YouTube channel was down. Nobody was talking about crypto. Your colleagues weren't talking about it. Nobody was. And we saw that those were the moments to buy. You should always be buying when the market's like this, in extreme fear. 9, just last month, 9. Now look how quickly the tourists come back in. And this is what I said to you guys. In the depths of the bear market, when I was trying to keep your morale up, I was saying to you guys, when this gets exciting, you're going to see the FOMO come back in days, and it just climbs like literally in days. And guys, this is nothing yet. This is still fear. If you've not seen a bull market before, you have no idea. Like every project's going to go crazy. It's going to be green. You're going to be chasing green candles like there's no tomorrow. And it's going to be silly, right? Because you could touch a rubbish project and it's going to go green in a bull market, right? But you've got to learn the skills right now to navigate this, because it's going to get very, very difficult. It's going to get very hectic. Meme coins will be pumping. All sorts of trash coins will be coming out. Every single YouTuber will have their coin, which they're going to pump and dump and rug pull, right? You need to be able to navigate this. Really, really important. So like you're saying there, Martin, the point here is you're going to wish the price came back down. So that's why it's really important you dollar cost average. Every time there's fear in the market, learn to psychologically say, okay, I'm going to wash out the noise. What is Bitcoin? What am I investing in? Should I invest more? Do I like the price? And then make your decision. That's it, fundamentally. Ignore the noise, skip it, because when the market rotates quickly, it will go from 20 to 30 very quickly. It'll go 30 to 40 very quickly. And before you know it, it'll be gone. So if you're like sitting in limbo saying, no, I've got my arms crossed, Bitcoin's going to go to 10,000, and at that point, I'm going to go all in. It's not binary like that. You don't need to be all in or all out. If you're unsure and think Bitcoin's going to rotate back down, which, by the way, we're still in a bearish trend technically, yeah, then you nibble. You make purchases, you nibble, you start getting into the market a little bit, but you keep some dry powder ready. You've got to be pragmatic, guys, in order to navigate this. Really, really important. Vicky, I really appreciate the way you always hit that like button. I hope you're only hitting it an odd number of times, because you've hit it an even number of times. Apparently, that's not good for the channel or good for your crypto portfolio. Phil, is there a video about your background and journey to get here? Would love to learn about the real Ijaz. No, not particularly. I mean, in essence, my background is I studied maths at uni, right? So I could do a separate video on this. I studied maths, went down into the traditional finance route, right? Trader and a popular American investment bank, was trading equities and derivatives and interest rate swaps and cross-currency derivatives, really complicated stuff. And I hated it. Went to go set up a couple of different businesses, was always trading on the sidelines with my own portfolio. So I've got a bunch of different smaller, medium, modest-sized startups, which I run, which obviously I live off and the rest of it. And then, come to crypto to make videos, because I saw a bunch of moon boys posting silly videos and misleading everybody. So that's why I started making videos about a year ago, to say, hang on a second, these guys don't know what they're talking about. They've learned technical analysis over the weekend, and they're just shilling certain projects to mislead everybody, and they don't even know what CPI is. They don't know what macroeconomics is. They don't know what anything is, and they're just showing you guys to take a long position with 100x leverage. So yeah, I turned on my camera and tried to pretend being a YouTuber. Okay, so yeah, Vicky always wants on that button, important. Oh, man. You said it, Vicky, not me. You said it, Vicky, not me. Right. So let's look at some charts. We're here to look at some charts. By the way, let me know in the comments if there is anything you want to look at. Guys, 51 of you guys in here, please do hit up that like button. Only half of you have hit the like button. And that is why certain Moon Boys will always come up on your feed. So if you're fed up of that and you want to protect the new crypto traders who are born every single day and you want them to find good knowledge with macroeconomics, with fundamentals, with technicals, you've got to hit that like button. Okay, right. Let's take a quick look at Fantom and then we'll do Polygon if that's okay, guys. Sound like a plan? Cool. So you guys will remember. In fact, you know what? Let's prove this because apparently some people don't like to believe. So 6 hours ago, 6 hours today on Twitter. If you're not following me, at RealAjaz01, get following. Anybody in Fantom or MATIC, just be careful. Consider taking profits. These two have had crazy runs, so wouldn't be surprised if people start shorting. Not financial advice, just a brotherly warning. And then what did I share? Fantom bearish divergence, right? Price going up, RSI going down. Similarly for MATIC, we saw price heading pretty much sideways at this point, but still the RSI suggesting another move to the downside. Let's head on over to the Fantom chart. What do we see here, guys? Oh, look, exactly what we said, right? A curling over. And this is the important point. Now, if you're happy holding your position, that's fine, right? Because it doesn't mean that an upward trend's over. But what I'm saying is the shorts want to take you to test your resolve to the next support line, which is actually at 30 cents. So that's what we need to be ready for. Is it going to head to 30 cents? At this point, it might make sense for me to top up my long and then maybe want to take that to the upside. These are just trades. You guys don't need to trade. In terms of dollar cost averaging in, you guys know I've got a decent position in Fantom. I look for opportunities to dollar cost average in onto my long-term portfolio, and you don't need to worry about any of this trading nonsense if it's not for you. But for those of you who do, just be careful when you see this bearish divergence. It's really, really important that you're able to spot that. And if you guys aren't familiar with what bearish divergence is, message me in the Discord. I will literally DM you and explain to you what it means, right? No cost. I'm going to respond to you if you come into the Discord and openly ask, what is bearish divergence? Can you explain to me, please? I will explain it. Okay, what did we, and same for MATIC, right? Let's take a look at my tweet. What did it look like when I tweeted? There you go. It was moving sideways and the RSI was pointing down. Now what happens? We're getting that correction, okay? No coincidence, just following chart patterns and letting the data inform us. Really, really important that we let that data inform us. Guys, don't forget to smash up that like button. Really would appreciate it. I'm going to keep saying that, so you guys remember to smash up the like button. Easy Life wants to take a look at Coty. We'll try to move on to Coty shortly. Do you think it would downtrend up to FOMC and GDP? I will cover that off as well. Actually, let's do that now. So 27th is the FOMC, 28th is GDP reading. Remember, FOMC, what are we expecting? We're expecting, let's see if I can get the Fed, let's see what the market has priced in. Just pulling that up. Right. So there you go. Fed rate monitor tool. You can see the market still has about 70% priced in a 75 basis point rate hike, and 30% is priced in a full basis point rate, full 100%, 1%, 100 basis point rate hike in the interest rates. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. Now, if we see that 75 basis points, the market will be okay about it. If we see the 1%, the full 1% hike, the market will go red. In the meantime, the focus is not inflation. The focus is looking at the earnings that are coming out. So it's going to be based on earnings. At the moment, only 12% of companies have produced earnings. And going into this earnings season, the market is showing a bullish bias. The market is saying to us, because we've seen it over the last 2-3 days, you give us some good news on earnings and projections, and we're going to rally up to the FOMC meeting. That's what the market is saying. But if companies come out and give bad earnings or projections about Q3, then we're going to tumble. So in essence, we've got a bullish bias, in my opinion, going into the FOMC meeting, but the individual companies can mess it up. For example, Tesla after earnings can mess it up today and we can start rotating to the downside. Hopefully that covers off your question. Okay, so perfectly timed question there, Nafis. Hey, buddy, what's your insight on crypto direction post FOMC in case Meta and others miss? Yes. So once we've got through that earnings period, then it comes back to focusing on the FOMC meeting. And the FOMC meeting is going to be, if we get 75 basis points, the market will be okay. Maybe sideways, maybe slightly a little bit of green, nothing crazy. If we get a full percentage point, then the market may start to fall because the market hasn't priced that in. Unless this changes in the next 6-7 days, the market has not priced in a full percentage increase. Okay, so that's something we have to watch out. Now, that's rightfully so, because the Fed officials, a few of the hawkish officials even, came out and said we're only expecting 75 basis points. So most likely we're only going to get that 75 basis points. Now, you can argue, is that enough? You've got inflation really roaring at 9.1%, and the market's like, just rip off the Band-Aid, right? Just get on with it. Pull Volcker, which is just increase interest rates, front load them, and let's move on with things. But it looks like Jerome Powell doesn't quite want to do that just yet. Let's see what else we got. Tell us about Ethereum. Canadian boy, hold your horses, bro. We will do that. Don't worry. When he just knew 1000x, exactly. It'll be 1000xing in the bull market, of course. Thanks for that. Would still be interested to learn about business, etc. too, and why you hated it. Yes. Maybe we can do a separate video on that in the future. Right, let's take a look at Ethereum, Canadian bro. So Ethereum was initially the first one to start really moving, right? So we got the breakout from our bull flag here. You can see we're not too concerned right now on Ethereum. Nothing too concerning. We're still in our bull flag. Let me just zoom out to the 4-hourly. Let's remove the EMA ribbon for a second. And I just want to show you the price target pretty much is initially met, right? So if you take this, the width of the channel, a breakout of this type of bear flag, normally you'd have your take profit here, right? Which is why you're seeing a bunch of consolidation at this mark. So now what you want to look at, now you've done this level, is the question now is Bitcoin, because this ain't going to be Ethereum led. Ethereum, unless some more news comes out, is not just going to go boom straight through. It's going to be Bitcoin led now. So now it's like, oh, the baby brother went for a run on its own, right? Because of ETH 2.0, the market's got excited. And now it's saying, oh, we're just going to call off now because we've priced in that news. So now we need to say, okay, does Bitcoin want to run so we can follow it, or is it not going to? So basically, I think from here, we're going to see either Bitcoin get rejected from 24, which is what we need to keep an eye on, or we can then see the rotation up. So I want to wait to see what does Bitcoin do, because that will inform us here on Ethereum. You got a little bit of support at 14.15. If I bring out the EMA ribbon, you can see you're okay here, right? Even if you had a couple of bad 4-hourly candles, you got plenty of room to kind of come down even to 14.15 here and keep your bull trend going here. So plenty of room here for Ethereum to kind of call off, but still be good here on the 4-hourly chart. No issues whatsoever. Now, importantly, on the daily, Ethereum is bullish, right? Ethereum has flipped its candle bullish, and it's just waiting for Bitcoin to do the same. They just need to go in tandem now. Bitcoin needs to do what Ethereum just did, which is this: get above its EMA ribbon, close above it, and start working on a longer-term bullish trend. That's what we need to see here, but we don't know if that's going to happen yet, right? Because the reality is, the markets still aren't in the best of shape. And so for crypto to say, hang on, we're going to flip bullish and go on a sustained run, what's it doing it based on? That's what we need to understand. Hopefully that covered that off for you on Ethereum. If I had to choose between MATIC and Fantom to invest now, which one would you choose, Jaz? Abdul? So first and foremost, I don't like these questions because the reality is life isn't binary. And unfortunately, humans try to make things binary as a shortcut, right? Mechanism. Now, the better question to ask is, how do I like to think about those two projects? And the way I like to think about those projects is in terms of stability, MATIC wins. In terms of innovation and higher risk to reward play, Fantom would win. Fantom is a layer 1 solution. Polygon MATIC is a layer 2 solution. So they would both be in my portfolio at the same time in different allocations. I will feel comfortable holding more MATIC than I would Polygon because, MATIC than I would Fantom, because Fantom is a smaller project, higher risk, smaller market cap. Okay. Now, neither of those would I be chasing on green candles, but if you're dollar cost averaging in for the long term, then it's not an issue if you caught it on a green pump like we're in right now. But if you're not in it for the long run and you're in it for a trade, then you've pretty much missed the boat for now on both of these breakouts from trend. I think somebody said Coty. Let's take a look at Coty. It's been a little while. Coty's got absolutely smacked, right, all the way through this bear trend, as pretty much everything else has. They've made really good progress. I mean, we've got their fork coming out, right, which is their multi-dag, which is good. That's going to allow them to be able to allow others to create coins on their system, which is great. They've got their own token standard now. I think it was CDM, they call it. But again, same here. They got their close above, and now they're having a little bit of a bad day calling off today. But again, they just need to hold some trend and get going here on this breakout of trend, right? And again, it's just going to be led by Bitcoin. Very, very straightforward. It's going to be led by Bitcoin to say, can we get that momentum to push up? And the next levels you're really looking at for here is if you bring out its weekly, if you're looking at this relief rally, look how extended this is going to be. Watch this. That's how extended it is, right? So in this relief rally, if Bitcoin's running up to 30, which by the way would be its relief rally, is like all the way up to 30, then can this relief rally, can COTI relief rally back up into 16 cents, maybe 17 cents? That would be the question if Bitcoin can get running. But again, smaller market cap, be very, very careful. If you're dollar cost averaging in for the long term, I like it as a project. I think it's good. The way I think about COTI is I give it a portion of my Cardano part of my portfolio. So if for argument's sake, I was going to put 20 grand into Cardano, I'd put a small percentage of that into COTI just to kind of diversify it. I'm not allocating new funds that would have went into another project into it. I'm just taking a little bit from Cardano, and they're very correlated anyway with their partnership. What other coins did you guys ask for? I think somebody asked for Theta. Theta down today, 3.2% weekly. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Not much of a response, right, guys? Like, and this is the thing. Like, when I'm seeing coins do this, I mean, Theta is one of those examples. Like, it's just, I remember buying this a long time. I think it was 2020 when I was buying this. Like, it's just disappointed me. I don't know why, but they've just not managed to just get it together. Whether it's marketing, whether it's a bit of product and development, they're just not getting it together. I just want to, like, even now, it's just not enough, right? When you're seeing how other projects are really pushing on and breaking out from trend. Look at this. I mean, it's just kind of, it's just not doing enough. It's just not doing enough here. Theta on the technicals as well. Is BTC going below 20K? Should I wait? Let me just take out my crystal ball. I don't know. Watch my video on on-chain metrics. My gut feeling is maybe we could come back to some of these lows, but I'm not betting on it. I'm not waiting on it. I'm in the market, and if we run to 30K and 40K, I'm good to go. And if you're not experiencing the market, I can tell when somebody's not experiencing the market, because that's the kind of feeling they have. Is Bitcoin going to go lower? Is it going to go higher? Right? You just need to be comfortable for either direction. And some people say, oh, that means that the person doesn't know what he's talking about. No one's got a crystal ball. Anybody who tells you, like, there's a certain YouTube channel which we love to hate, who says Bitcoin next week is going to 48K, right? It's easy for me to do a video with that kind of a title, but there's no guarantee behind that. Equally, when we were falling to the downside, I didn't say, oh, Bitcoin's heading to 5K, 10K. No, we just take it each level as it comes. And right now, the level we need to look at is we could easily fall back to 20, and we could easily run up towards 30. And you got to take the risk based on what you want to do, right? There's being out of the market is very dangerous at this point when Bitcoin's looking like it's raring to go, right? It's like a car's revving on the accelerator, and you know it's a Ferrari. You're hearing those sounds, right? And it's like revving, really nice green candles, getting ready to go on an explosive move, and you've not gone and sat in the car yet, right? You're going to miss it. So you better have sitting in the car, and if he chooses to have another coffee, he has another coffee, so be it, right? You're going to enjoy the experience in the car anyway. That's the best way to think about it. Philly, am I a boxing fan? I always notice Ali. Ali is an absolute legend. Ali is behind me indeed. I used to box myself. I used to be an amateur boxer myself and boxed for my uni as well. So yeah, a bit of a boxing fan, although I probably wouldn't do too well right now. Huge boxing fan. Awesome. Vicky, good stuff. Last year when Fantom was at 20 cents, started pumping. That's when I found you. Love your content as always, because no BS with pure fundamental reality checked in. Shivraj, I'm glad you've said it, because that's what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to keep it reality locked, not based on views, not playing the YouTube game, right? Obviously, I need to do certain thumbnails and certain titles, but I won't mislead you guys, right? Because otherwise you won't see this content. Like, if you guys don't hit that like button now, for instance, nobody's going to see this content, and then you won't be able to get all this research I've done in terms of on-chains, in terms of fundamentals, in terms of macroeconomics. You guys need to see that content, right? So love your content opinions, much appreciated. You're always welcome. What are your thoughts on Tomb? Not touching Tomb right now, not because I don't like it. I'm just staying away from derivative projects, right? Anything like that, I'm just not comfortable right now, particularly when Bitcoin was really low. I don't have time for these derivative projects. That may change. And when I say derivatives, I mean all the utility projects on a layer 1 or on a layer 0 blockchain, right? So those kind of things, when the narrative flips in a bull market, there'll be plenty of time for those NFTs, metaverses. We'll be talking about all that stuff here. Just right now, it's irrelevant talking about them. We need to focus on the blue chips. I spoke about MATIC 5-6 days ago, and look at the move it's had since I made that video, right? These are the projects we need to be looking at. Look how Fantom came out of the gate over the last couple of days. It's not a coincidence that these things are moving. They're the good projects that are lined up ready. When the traffic light goes green, they want to accelerate off. Could I take a look at Gala? I can take a look at the technicals quickly on Gala, but again, like right now, it's not the time for these kind of projects for me personally. So I wouldn't be too interested in something like Gala. Let's see if I can pull it up. Okay, so again with Gala, right? Not too much excitement going on here. And it makes sense. It's just not the narrative that when the money comes back into the market, no one's going, oh, I'm going to invest in the gaming project. Everyone's FOMOing into Ethereum because of the ETH 2.0, MATIC because of what they're doing, and then layer one blockchains. That's the narrative right now. You guys can feel it, and you've got to learn how to sense these narratives because that's how you're going to identify what trend is going to move. That's really, really important, okay? Let's quickly run through these comments. I'm super behind. What do I think about Algorand? I like Algorand. Got a lot of work to do in terms of their marketing. They're getting a little bit better. I'll keep an eye on them, but still kind of disappointing me, to be completely honest. And I hold a bag of Algorand as well. If we have a house market crash here in the UK and US, do you think it will cause more fear in the markets? I think so, but the housing crash will come from a global slowdown in the first place. So I think all that fear is going to come in and come, and we're going to have to feel that and experience that. And I think we already are to an extent with inflation. And that's what we need to kind of navigate is, do we get that global slowdown? I think what will be a big catalyst is if the US and then the UK hits a real recession, 2 negative quarters in a row, and the headlines are everywhere. I think that's going to affect consumer sentiment a lot because people are underestimating the media factor of it. Even though we could be in the middle of a recession right now, when everybody's going on about it. I remember living through the previous recessions. Like, you feel it. Everyone's talking about it. The news is talking about it. You suddenly feel, oh, your pocket's a bit tight. And, like it makes an impact. And you defer your spending. Maybe you don't go on the holiday. You downgrade your car. And that fuels the recessionary period. Martin, appreciate you, buddy. Always going to get honesty from this channel. Do you think the market has priced in coming Fed meet, or do you expect it to react of the meeting, and how do you think it will play out? So basically, I've shared that with you guys, right? 70% is priced in about a 75 basis point rate hike, and 30% of the market has priced in a full 100 basis points. So if we deviate from that, the market will have to price that in once the announcement is made. Matthew, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Ian, good to see you. You made this live stream. Good to see you. HBAR, if we're looking at tokens, absolutely. Let's take a look at HBAR. HBAR is an interesting one. I probably need to make a little bit more content on HBAR, and I do hold this. I've been holding this since at least 2020. I can't even remember. Maybe I got it even earlier. But again, obviously decimated like every other coin right now. You can see my drawings on the chart. But yeah, I mean, for me, this is a hedge against the traditional. I always like to think of my portfolio as hedges, right? If everything is wrong in the blockchain space, what's an alternative? Oh, HBAR with a hash graph, right? So that's why I looked into that, built that out in terms of my portfolio, got a little bit of my portfolio in HBAR. Nothing crazy, but call it like fool insurance, right? Schmuck insurance. If everything went wrong and the traditional blockchains as we know it were not the ones, and this, this Google-led board with HBAR is the one which is going to thrive, then I've got a little bit of that in my portfolio as well. Do you think a defined recession is priced in? I don't think so. I don't think a full recession is priced in. And I think we will, if that reading does come out, I think we will see a reaction to it. I think things will get worse. And also, like, a lot of people are saying, oh, the markets, already respond to things 6 months. I mean, the thing with that is there's been studies done where if you look at previous times where the Fed has had to increase interest rates, and then the moment they make the U-turn, some people are saying that 6 months before the U-turn, the market starts going green. We've not seen that historically. It waits for the Fed to actually start pausing the rate hikes before we see it start to move. Okay, guys, 73 of you in here, please do smash up the like button. Really appreciate it. Can you guys get me to at least the number of likes as people in this live stream? That would be really, really appreciated. Hello from Beirut, Lebanon. Nice one, Alex. Good to see you, buddy. You're welcome. Good work, my guy. Have you seen MATIC and Avalanche CEO taking shots at each other on Twitter? I'm not. I will take a look at that. If you leave that, leave the link in the Discord or somewhere, and I'll pick that up. That'll be fun to read. They're both They're both good, right? But they both serve different purposes. So I don't know why they're taking shots at each other. I guess obviously Avalanche with their subnets thinks they've solved the scalability issue with their subnets, and obviously Polygon are saying, look, we've solved it using rollups, right? That's the way they want to do things. So each to their own. I mean, time will tell who the winner is in that case. So we'll let that kind of play out. Let's take another look at Bitcoin. Let's see what we're seeing here on the 5-minute chart. Okay, so we've now fallen below EMA on the 5, which makes sense. If we look at that on the hourly, yeah, there you go. So it's just a retest on our hourly, right? So we're okay here on the hourly. If we lose our EMA, then we could be needing to come back down to the 21.9, 22 level, which is the green line. This is where we broke out from on the channel, right? So not worst case, but the bigger drawdown scenario is, do we need to come back for a retest here at the top of the bull flag? If I zoom out, you'll see what I mean here. That's your let's just remove that EMA ribbon, messing up the graphs here. That's your bull flag, right? Where the green lines are. This is where we broke out from. We broke out. Does it need to come back down for a retest? That wouldn't be ideal if it does. I'd be scared that we're going to fall back into the bear flag, right? But that's what we're looking at here is, are we going to need that, or can we just keep our uptrend? Right now, we've got an uptrend, right? If I, just to prove that to you, we're on the hourly. If I zoom back into here, bring out that EMA ribbon, we're holding the EMA ribbon there, okay? So no need to panic just yet. Until we lose that hourly EMA ribbon, then perhaps we have more red side to 22,000 here. Yeah, I think this is part of the problem, really, deal. Like I posted a few videos on Algorand. I've done some TA on Algorand, but again, I think it's a good project, very solid project. Sleeping Giant. In fact, I made a video which says it's a sleeping giant, so go watch my content on it. But right now, there's just nothing to talk about, right? Like what they need to make good progress. They need to get better in their marketing department, and they just need to do what other projects people take for granted from, right? There's a buzz around Solana, whether we like it or not. There's a buzz around Cardano. There's a buzz around Fantom to an extent, and these kind of projects. Avalanche does well. They're in the discussion, right? Algorand needs to get in the discussion instead of just being in the background. They need to play the marketing aspect a little bit more. That's what we want to see here. Okay, completely agree with that. Any thoughts on what narratives are most vulnerable to regulation? Good question, Ian. Now, the best way to think about regulation is we've got to take the SEC and these types of governing bodies, Financial Conduct Authority here in the UK, we have to take them at their face value, which is they care about the consumers and they're there to protect the consumers. So let's assume that. We won't get political and assume otherwise. Now, based on that, we have to then say, okay, what projects are wrecking consumers the most? And we've seen from this bear market what those trends are. Stable coins, particularly algorithmically backed, right? And then under collateralized stable coins, centralized lending platforms, right? Misallocation, leverage. These are the things which will, you can mark my words down, will eventually, once the SEC can figure it out, become regulated. Okay, so if your narratives fit around those narratives, then they're the ones which are most likely to get regulated very, very soon. That's what I'll be looking out for. So I should be waiting to DCA more since expecting I mean, DCA means you don't look at the price, right? Dollar cost averaging generally doesn't mean you're looking at the price. Now, if you're in the market every single day like I am, you can avoid the green days and say, I won't DCA today. I'll DCA tomorrow if we get a red day. You can do that. But if you're busy, you can just set a DCA schedule and just keep buying, right? The whole point is you just keep buying through bulls and bears and good days and bad days, and it averages out that you build yourself a good bag. So that's up to you. If you're in the market and you want to wait for a red day, you can wait in the red day. But if it turns green and runs another $2,000, that's a choice you have to make based on your psychology. Canadian, is it a Bitcoin relief pump? No, it's not a relief pump. We're getting a bounce from our EMA ribbon here, right? This is expected. So if you're looking here, this, at the moment, what we've had is a call off towards our EMA ribbon. So now the question is, are we going to get the bounce, right? As you see here, you run into your EMA ribbon, you bounce, you come down, you run up, you come down. Now it needs to go. But in order to keep this trend going, I want to see this post above. This push on this leg has to go above 24,281, right? That's what it needs to do now. For the next kind of 2-3 hourly candles, it needs to be like at least up to there. And then you've got a nice uptrend of higher lows. Okay, that's your low, that's a low, that's a low. And you got higher highs, and you keep your uptrend, right? That's what's important. What you don't want to see is that now go there and then come down, and then that go here and then come down, right? Because then you're reversing your trend. So we'll have to keep an eye on that over the next kind of set of hours. Remember, about what is it, 6 hours or so before this candle closes on the daily candle, and then we might have to wait till tomorrow's candle to get a break of the daily EMA. Bearish rising wedge. Depends what time frame are you looking at. Andre. Cool. All right, guys. I think we'll wrap that up there. If you have any final questions, let me know. Otherwise, I think we'll call that a wrap. Make sure you guys smash up the like button before leaving if you appreciated this live stream. If you want more live streams like this, let me know. Head into the Discord or on Twitter and let me know if this is the type of content you want to see. I mean, it won't affect my normal schedule. I mean, but if we can every so often jump on for 30 minutes like this, let me know if you appreciate this type of content. That way you guys can have a bit of opportunity to be interactive, right? Ask me to look at certain charts, do stuff which we wouldn't get a chance to on the normal videos. You're welcome, Ian. Just keep loading through the bear market. This is the best financial opportunity knuckleheads like us are likely able to get. Agreed. Really nicely said. I think that's a nice way to see it. See you tomorrow for 25K. I hope so. Hope tomorrow gives us that push through 24K and 25K. I think the only other thing left to look at today is just that Tesla earnings. I will be looking at that. I'll tweet about it. So make sure you're in the Telegram and on my Twitter. Okay, check the links in the pinned comment. Make sure you're in that Discord, in the Telegram, so you're getting all the data. Because like I said, YouTube don't always give you the notification. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.